A very good afternoon to you all. Thank you for watching UBC Television this third day of February 2023. My name is Wadulo Arnold and welcome to the UBC Lunchtime News. Without further ado, these are the stories. Now, the First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, Mrs. Janet Museveni, has held a meeting with representatives of the faith-based foundation bodies of education institutions in Uganda to dialogue on how to collaborate further in solving emerging challenges to strengthening education and morals in the country. These are the details.
The meeting, hosted by Mrs. Janet Museveni at State House Entebbe, was attended by a delegation of over 30 members from the faith-based foundation bodies, led by the heads of the different religious denominations in the country. This included the Archbishop of Uganda, Dr. Stephen Samuel Kazimba Mugalu, Archbishop Paul Somoge of the Roman Catholic Diocese of Kampala, the Deputy Mufti of Uganda, Sheikh Abdallah Semambo, the Archbishop of the Uganda Orthodox Church, Metropolitan Jeromos Muzei, Archbishop Pastor Dr. Moses Ndimuchika Maka of the Seventh-day Adventist Church Uganda Union, Secretary General of Uganda Muslim Education Association Haji Abubakari Kakembo, and Dr. Chigud Muhammad, who represented Dr. Alhaj Kasim Nachibingi Kakunguru. Others in the delegation were the bishops of South Ankole and Kitgum Church of Uganda Diocese of the Nebi and Tororo Catholic Archdiocese. Mrs. Museveni appreciated the partnership between government and the faith-based foundation bodies in promoting education services and moral development of the nation. In particular, she recognized their contribution in availing land for construction of education institutions of learning and availing their schools to be grant-aided by government, thus becoming public schools.
Thank you for praying for our children and for providing leadership to many of our schools. Please know that we appreciate the role you play because we know that education is a shared responsibility and you are very valued partners of our sector, especially in these very difficult times.
She also appreciated the faith-based bodies for shepherding God's people, especially in the unprecedented times of COVID-19 pandemic and the Ebola outbreak.
I thank you for shepherding God's people in our country, especially in these unprecedented times when we have just been through the COVID-19 the pandemic and the Ebola outbreak. We thank you for what you do to calm down our country and to give hope to our people.
Mrs. Museveni pledged further regular engagements between the Education Ministry and the faith-based foundation bodies so as to strengthen the bond between government and these bodies in the delivery of education services. On their part, the leaders of the faith-based foundation bodies applauded government for the cordial working relationship, especially in the area of education. They appreciated such forums and opportunities of engaging with government on matters of social services delivery.
We also applaud the government of the Republic of Uganda for a cordial working relationship with the faith-based institutions, especially in the area of education.
The meeting also discussed issues regarding land ownership of the education institutions, deployment and transfer of staff in government-aided institutions, and the social norms and values of school communities. Others at the meeting included the Minister of State for Higher Education, Honorable Dr. Jesse Muyingo, the State Minister for Sports, Honorable Peter Ogwang, and senior technical officers from the Ministry of Education and Sports, led by the Permanent Secretary, Katie Lamaro. Reporting for UBC, Baguma William.
And furthermore, the Indian business community has also lauded government for the enabling environment that it has seen business thrive and exist beyond the third generation. This was highlighted at the celebrations of marking the Shri Distribution Center's 25 years of existence in Uganda. Let's have a look.
There is no argument when it comes to the influence the Indian business community has had or still has on Uganda's economy. Indians have invested heavily in real estate development, manufacturing and hospitality, among others.
A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations.
Founded in 1997, Shri Enterprises is one of the many businesses run by the Indian community that has stood a test of time, and they owe their success to the conducive environment brought about by the NRM government.
We started with a small paint shop, and now we are having more than 10,000 products under one roof. You can start your house and end your house from our place.
When I look at the customers, the Uganda customers are very, very open to new and innovative products. I think that's what attracts us. The customer, because of globalization, they're getting into new products, new technology, new innovation, and they're very open to trying and experimenting new products. They also want quality products at a competitive price, backed up with service. So that's where it makes us that we as manufacturers to offer this kind of technology and innovation to the Uganda and the East African market.
With a growing market base in Uganda, many entrepreneurs are optimistic of continued growth and expansion.
We want to give complete solutions to our customers. We are also thinking of doing more sustainable, that everyone can afford the products. So this is what we are looking into. That's our next target. We'll make sure that each and every person can afford the products.
I think the love and affection this market has given, we want to reciprocate it back to this market by bringing even more innovative products, new designs, new technology that can give a complete solution to the Uganda and the East African customers. For sure, on behalf of the group and our partner Shri Enterprise, we assure you that you will see both the parties investing furthermore and creating a better experience and a better market in East Africa, especially Uganda.
Dorcas Kimono, UBC TV News.
Now, Uganda Airlines is upbeat about the new self-handling project going a long way in cutting costs at the airline. Last year, the airline rolled out this project after the government of Uganda invested close to $3 million in procuring equipment and training staff. 3 months down the road, the airline believes that they have made tremendous inroads. The airline's corporate affairs manager, Shakira Rahim, disclosed this and more to the media in Entebbe.
Self-handling in aviation refers to the process of handling various operational tasks and responsibilities by the airline itself rather than outsourcing them to third-party service providers. This can include tasks such as baggage handling, passenger check-in, aircraft cleaning, and fueling.
Self-handling was supposed to be a project that was supposed to start in 5 years. Of course, holding everything constant. But now when COVID hit and the world came to a stop, we say to ourselves, but we can't wait forever. We re-strategized and said, let's start buying equipment. Let's start organizing ourselves. Let's start getting our necessary certifications. So last year in September, we received our certificate to start self-handling. What does self-handling mean to the airline now? That we shall reduce our operation cost by 60%.
The national carrier, Uganda Airlines, sees its newly rolled out self-handling project as one that will improve their bottom line and help them to remain financially stable.
Invest into other things. And also it means that in 3 years' time we can also handle other aircrafts or other carriers here at the hub.
The airline has seen a significant investment in equipment, facilities, and training of personnel to take this up, and the self-handling manager Derek Ouma believes that the team he heads is up to the task.
Yes, the team is up to the task. We just need a little more equipment to come and boost what we already need, what we already have. Because the processes have already begun. So where there are gaps, those can be addressed, especially manpower gaps. But in terms of training and what they have achieved, with what the airline has actually given them in terms of training and skilling them, I think we're already there. Because as we speak, I can say we're already working on an approved training organization. A lot of the staff are trainers in this industry.
The aviation industry is also still reeling with the associated effects of Russia's special operation in Ukraine.
So aviation fuel, first of all, actually, is another one that aggravated the whole loss issue. When we started, and as we are climbing up, we are 3 years in operation, it was $1.3 US dollars a liter. Now it has gone fourfold, 3.5 a liter. If I am telling you that we are burning $15,000 to Dubai, so you understand.
With a fleet of 6 aircraft including 4 Sierra J's and 2 wide-body A330 planes, Uganda Airlines is also looking at adding more routes on their route map, which currently has 11.
A delegation of 10 women entrepreneurs is leaving. A delegation of 10 women entrepreneurs is leaving the country for a 2-week market familiarization tour and trade mission in Canada and New York City. The trip, an initiative by government, is targeting the private sector and is also aimed at improving export performance of companies in small and medium enterprises. Let's have a look.
We flag you off to go and talk for us. What we are doing is to make sure that our trade is well facilitated, and we build the economy, we build it together with the local people who are participating into trade, not exerting or imposing sanctions on whatever, or laws or bylaws or whatever on these people. We must train them to work together with us. We understand what the market entails, and we move together. So we are going to North America, we are going to the USA and to Canada, majorly. Those are the first markets that we are going to. Now this is a big opportunity for the women, because now the women in the market make almost more than 65% in micro, medium and small enterprises. And what we are looking at here, we are not targeting the large entrepreneurs, though we have also large entrepreneurs among them. There are women who have already excelled among them, and one of them has already exported goods worth 60,000 US dollars only last month. So we have large entrepreneurs among them, but we have also micro, small and medium entrepreneurs. And the collaboration that we have with the government of Canada.
And with that, let's take a short commercial break. We'll be back with more lunchtime news. Stay tuned.
It's super fast internet. Oh, it's a super camera. It's a super battery.
Phone battery full.
Yeah, it's a super deal. Get the Kabode Super from MTN now at a reduced initial deposit of only 49,000 shillings and pay the balance in Pola for as low as 833 shillings per day. Grab this Super Kabode deal this Christmas and get 2 GB of free MTN data every month for 8 months. Get the Kabode Super now from any MTN shop countrywide. Everywhere you go, MTN. Regulated by UCC.
Friday from Airtel. Buy or gift. Buy or give.
Get freaky too! Dial *149*10# to load a Freaky Friday bundle for you to enjoy the best offers on voice and data.
To buy a bundle for friends and family, dial *149*10*5#. Freaky Friday with Airtel. Buy or gift a bundle today. Dial *149*10# to get started. Airtel, the smartphone network.
The Tales of Kasozi, brought to you by Uganda Communications Commission.
Hello?
Hello?
This is Kasozi. How can I help you?
Hey, Kasozi, my brother. Long time. We last met when we were at campus. It's been a while, but you are the person I'm looking for.
Campus? Really?
Hey, you don't remember me?
Okay, so how can I help you?
I'm stuck in Gulu making millions, and I need to urgently send money to my sick mother. But I can't find any mobile money agent near me. I've sent the money to your phone, as you can see the message. It might take a few minutes to come through, but I urgently need you to send the money to my mother. Let me send you her number, and you send it to her chap.
My friend, I'm afraid your mom is going to die.
What?
Because I don't know you, I never went to campus, and I'm also in Gulu. So can we meet at CPS, we talk about it?
Stay tuned for what Kasozi does next. Tofera, refrain from unnecessary engagements with strangers over the phone. This message is powered by the Uganda Communications Commission.
Sent transport to the wrong person. Here's how to reverse it with MTN Mobile Money. Dial *165#. Select My Account. Select Initiate Reversal. You will see your last 3 transactions. Select the transaction you want to reverse. Enter your mobile money PIN and you'll get an SMS confirmation that the transaction has been blocked from being withdrawn. And that's it. Please note, only transactions that haven't been withdrawn can be reversed.
Welcome back. You're still watching the UBC Lunchtime News, broadcasting live from Nile Avenue. In more news, Mandela Group of Companies has hosted experts Matthew Whitehall and Errol Fikretogu from its supplier farm Pirelli. They have met the group's customers and addressed relevance of tires and modern technology, especially now as Uganda addresses fatality on roads.
When the suppliers said they are visiting Uganda, we thought it's a good chance to invite our customers so that they can come and also we say thank you to them. Because it's a win-win, we grow together. And this is in line with our New Year's theme for 2023, where we are saying better together. That is our theme for this year. Remember, this is the tropics, so we bring tires which are tropicalized as Mandela Group or as the city tires, which can work well in the tropics. As you know, there are tires which work only in the snow, or for winter application. But we bring tires which we know are good for our region and can work in this region of Eastern Central Africa. Good tires to a car, they impact a lot in terms of handling, safety, and maybe even so many safety, number one, and the efficiency, like in the braking efficiency, the car handling in terms of whether it's a wet terrain or it's a dry terrain. So if you invest in premium branded tires, especially like Pirelli, you can never go wrong. Because there is a lot of R&D, what we call the research and development, which has been put in there. They have so many centers across the world where they develop these tires constantly. Remember Formula 1, that is Pirelli also. They have been running for the last, almost now coming to over 5 years. They are running the Formula 1, they are winning every other time because of the consistency in their quality. So we urge the Ugandans and all the citizens, if they can invest in premium tires, they can never go wrong. In terms of their safety, the saving, even the fuel efficiency is determined by the tires, the brand, the choice of tires you are using. There are some tires you might use which might impact on your fuel, and you think you are saving by buying what I'll not call it cheap, but I'll call it affordable. What you feel is affordable, but you lose on the gas mileage. You lose on you pay more in the pump.
Furthermore, a hospital facility designed to provide quality treatment and care to Somali security forces has been handed over to the federal government of Somalia by the African Union Transition Mission in Somalia. The 68-bed facility located in Mogadishu was commissioned at a ceremony presided over by Somalia's Federal Minister of Defense, Abdul Qadir Mohammed Noor, the special representative of the chairperson of the African Union Commission for Somalia, Ambassador Mohammed El Amin Suwef, and Italy's Undersecretary of State for Defense, Matteo Perego di Canago.
ATMIS built the facility as a quick impact project with funding from the Italian government. QIPs are aimed at bringing basic services closer to the people and involve the construction of schools, health facilities, police stations, and the sinking of boreholes, among other necessities. Speaking at the ceremony, Ambassador Sowef said that the facility will help improve treatment and care offered to the Somali security forces as they continue their offensive against Al-Shabaab militants.
Today is a proud moment for us. This project is inaugurated at a moment that the SNA is fighting against Al-Khawarij, Al-Shabaab. The facility will for sure be needed to use any time to support the SNA.
Somalia's Federal Minister of Defense, Abdulkadir Mohamed Noor, echoed the CRCC's remarks, noting that the facility would go a long way in providing urgent medical attention to soldiers and other security officers wounded on battlefield.
sidaa daraaddeed facility-gan maanta aan furayno wuxuu muhiim u yahay la dagaalanka khawaarijta iyo badqabka.
This facility is critical to the safety of our soldiers engaged in fight against terrorism. We acknowledge the contribution of the government of Italy and ATMIS to this facility.
maaragta dhismaha hospitaalkan sidoo kale waxaan rabnaa inaan u mahadcelino ATMIS guud ahaan aan isku soo wada duubo iyada maaragta militarigeeda iyo civilian-keediba sida maaragta qiimaha badan ay uga qayb qaatay.
On his part, Somalia's Chief of Defense Forces, General Odowa Yusuf Rage, said the opening of the facility was a significant step in the transition process and hailed the collaboration between the SNA, ATMIS and Italy, which enabled the successful implementation of the project.
taliska ciidanka xoogga dalka Soomaaliyeed iyo safiirka iyo tiimka kale oo runtii ayagan arrintan gacanta ku hayay markii aan dib.
This is also a lesson for future stabilization projects in support of the Somali National Army or other sectors. Beneficiaries need to be consulted about their needs so that we can determine what should be implemented and what needs to be prioritized.
xoogga dalka Soomaaliyeed ayaa ka soo baxay ayaan dhihi karaa loogana faa'iideystay. Taas marka waxay ku tusinaysaa baahiyaha dawladahan saaxiibada nahay ama saaxiibada hadda maanta inta fadhiya ay nala garab istaagayaan ama ay rabaan inay ku caawiyaan hay'adaha amniga ama ciidanka xoogga dalka Soomaaliyeed runtii sida ay muhiim u tahay baahiyaha marka hore in laga dhageysto cidda ay tahay in horta wax loo qabto in laga dhageysto.
Italy's Under-Secretary of State for Defense described the facility as timely assistance, adding that it will significantly benefit soldiers fighting to liberate Somalia from Al-Shabaab terrorists.
We are also grateful to ATMIS for this support in the construction of this hospital. This facility will serve the soldiers of Somalia who are involved in combating terrorism, which is our common enemy.
La possibilità di essere soccorsi nel loro sforzo per liberare questo paese dai terroristi.
Alikoba Koyolea, Charles Epiat, reporting for UBC News.
It's super fast internet. Oh, it's a super camera. It's a super battery.
Phone battery full.
Yeah, it's a super deal. Get the Kabode Super from MTN now at a reduced initial deposit of only 49,000 shillings and pay the balance in Pola for as low as 833 shillings per day. Grab this Super Kabode deal this Christmas and get 2 GB of free MTN data every month for 8 months. Get the Kabode Super now from any MTN shop countrywide. Everywhere you go, MTN. Regulated by UCC.
Friday from Airtel. Buy or gift. Buy or give.
Get freaky too! Dial star 149 star 10 hash to load a Freaky Friday bundle for you to enjoy the best offers on voice and data.
To buy a bundle for friends and family, dial star 149 star 10 star 5 hash. Freaky Friday with Airtel. Buy or gift a bundle today. Dial star 149 star 10 hash to get started. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Welcome back. It's now time for more news. Ugandans have been challenged to embrace a strong savings culture as means to cushioning themselves for the eventualities, a precursor of economic transformation at household levels. Goreti Masade, the CEO, Uganda Institute of Banking and Financial Services, contends that much as the rate of savers in Uganda is increasing, majority of Ugandans still save without a clear goal or aspirations, which in the long run undermines the essence of saving. Masade was speaking shortly after a media briefing on the ongoing savings challenge that brings together savers of all walks of life.
There is one thing that the COVID-19 pandemic highlighted to many around the world is the importance of having a safety net. Many Ugandans are now realizing that saving a portion of their income can help them weather any financial storms that come their way. Financial experts effortlessly highlight that a savings culture is essential for the long-term stability and growth of the country's economy. But they quickly add that this should be done strategically. According to the Financial Capability Survey of 2020, of the 50.9 million savers countrywide, only 21% save for a specific goal.
People mostly save for food, for medical, and for school fees. But people have very many other needs. They have entertainment, you want to buy a car, you want to buy a phone, you want to go on holiday, you want to invest, you want to build a house. But interestingly, people are not saving for those.
Now, experts in the financial sector advise Ugandans, especially those who save with community savings groups, better known as village saving circles, to streamline their operations so as to achieve financial transparency.
There are a number of products and services that are available for you in the regulated financial institutions. So we implore all the respective groups to ensure that yes, your money is banked in a regulated institution, and most importantly, that yes, you have systems in place to ensure that you more or less safeguard this money. So if it's in the institution, that is okay. We know that the money that you have saved in these institutions is protected, so it's insured by the Deposit Protection Fund. And most importantly, those three signatories are paramount for all groups. You need that three-level approval before any money is accessed from your group account.
In a bid to further sprout this saving culture, the Uganda Institute of Banking and Financial Services, in partnership with Bank of Uganda and the Uganda Bankers Association, are running a savings challenge.
Challenge will encourage people to save for those aspirations. Aspirations can be short-term or long-term. So how will people participate? We would like that people will go to their different service providers, or you can even start saving at home. But what you're going to do is you're going to identify a goal. So we've talked about many things. Yours might be a phone, and for you it might be a phone of 200,000. For another person it might be a phone of 3 million shillings.
It's taking off at a time when the economy is yet to stabilize from the associated effects of the COVID-19 pandemic.
This is the most opportune time for us as Ugandans to start embarking on a more mindful discipline of saving. Because, I mean, right now it's only you that can save you in this seemingly tough economic times.
So savings come crucial when you need money at a time you don't expect, when you need money when you have an emergency, And there are different ways that you can actually save this money beyond the financial institutions, yes. That's a good start. But there are also different methods. You've heard of the insurance companies, the insurance products that are there, where you can invest and say, I will be putting aside 100,000, 50,000 for purposes of my children's education or for medical purposes.
The Savings Challenge promises to offer a platform to different financial institutions aiming at financing a green youth or women project. Dorcas Kimono, UBC TV News.
And furthermore, a Tanzanian recycling firm has launched a digital platform for collecting dead car batteries for recycling, potentially saving the environment and citizens from harm. Each year, the country imports thousands of car batteries for use in vehicles, but disposing them once they are no longer in use has proven to be a challenge. Let's have a look. We do apologize for that, but moving on. Tunisia's farming union says that the price of cattle feeds has risen up by 40% in the past year. That has created a bad domino effect in the dairy sector. Farmers can't provide enough food for cows, and the cows produce less milk, which in turn means less profit for dairy producers. Let's have a look.
Ali Al-Menai is a dairy farmer in the agricultural region of Burj Al Amri, which is on the southwest of the capital, Tunis. After living in Italy for more than 2 decades, he returned to his hometown to raise dairy cows. Just like tens of thousands of members of the Farmers Union, Ali says the increase in fodder prices has led to higher production costs, and the situation has further been compounded by the lack of compensation by the state.
The dairy crisis is alarming. The state has 2 options: raising the tariffs of milk for dairy farmers or reducing fodder costs because we are losing money. Many farmers are selling their cows because they cannot cope with the higher production costs.
According to the president of the National Chamber of Milk Manufacturers in Tunisia, dairy shortages in the North African country will continue as long as the state does not intervene to save the sector by offering incentives to farmers and industrialists.
In May 2022, the Agriculture Minister announced a rise in the price of milk for farmers, but this never happened. We warned the authorities that the dairy sector could have avoided this crisis if the state had listened to all stakeholders. We are facing many difficulties to provide the local market with milk, while we used to export the surplus in 2021 and the first few months of 2022.
Since October, many shops in Tunisia have restricted milk purchases to 2 cartons per person as consumers scramble for limited supplies.
We are suffering trying to find a packet of milk in Tunis. Families with kids can't live without it.
Over the last decade, several companies have invested millions of dollars in modern factories across Tunisia to manufacture, package and market milk and its derivatives. Despite the daily challenges and the lack of state support, these companies continue to operate in order to provide the market with dairy products.
The consequences of this crisis are enormous on the dairy sector and on industrialists. Here, at the Central Dairy in Cap Bon, we are producing and functioning at 60% of our potential activity. 40% of our machines are stopped due to the milk shortage.
The Trade Department has revealed that Tunisia has exhausted its strategic and technical stocks of milk. According to the Tunisian Union of Agriculture and Fisheries, there are around 100,000 dairy farmers in the North African country, most of them on only 3 to 4 dairy cows. Analysts say the conflict in Ukraine and climate change have exacerbated the situation and deepened the crisis in the dairy sector. Farmers and industrialists alike are calling for state support to prevent the collapse of this vital sector and to safeguard food security in the country. Abdel Shabashi, CGTN, Tunis.
And that brings us to the end of our lunchtime bulletin this afternoon. Thank you for being a very lovely audience. My name is Wadulo Mark Arnold. Stay tuned for more news in our subsequent bulletins.